everybody. You see me play guitar, keyboards, everything on this channel. But what you might not know is that I went for 25 years without practicing the guitar. This is a picture of me playing my Gibson Les Paul when I was 15 years old. And then here's a video of me from my Instagram that I posted just the other day. In this video, I'm going to tell you why I didn't practice for 25 years, and then show you the things that when I did start back up, that I practiced to actually not only improve my playing beyond what it was when I stopped playing, but how I continue to improve my playing and learn new things. There was a period from the time I was 13 till 23 where I practiced every single day without missing a day. As a matter of fact, I probably practiced at least 4 hours a day. And when I was in college, in the summertime, I would practice 10 hours a day. Now, I was obsessed with the guitar. I was obsessed with music in general and really learning everything I could. But the guitar in particular, once I started playing that, I just couldn't stop doing it. And I wanted to just keep learning. So I went and finished my undergrad degree, classical bass, music ed, but then got my master's degree in jazz guitar. And right when I finished my master's degree, I got a teaching gig, teaching college, back at Ithaca College where I had done my undergraduate degree. Here's a video of me back in my 20s, 1987, when I was teaching at Ithaca College. I'm 25 in this video, and you can see the students there range anywhere between 18 and 22. So I'm just a couple years older than the students were. Anyways, during this time that I was a college professor, I also played 5 nights a week, straight ahead jazz gigs, like in this video. It was also during that time period that I wrote my Beato book, which is now in version 4. So 1991 happened to be a really pivotal year in my life. There was a recession here in the States. All of my jazz gigs that I depended on for the extra income, because being a college professor didn't pay anything really, and I needed to play those 5 nights a week to make the extra money to make a living. So because of that, I started playing other types of gigs, and I ended up doing a demo with a buddy of mine that got a demo deal with Elektra Records, then started writing songs, and stopped practicing. One of the reasons was I got signed to a publishing deal with Polygram Publishing in 92. I ended up taking a leave of absence from teaching in 1993 and ended up never going back. But I stopped practicing in 1991. And I never practiced the guitar again until 2016 when I started this channel. So when I started making videos here, not only was this information, all this stuff that I used to teach that was just second nature, so far in the distance, 25 years before, all the stuff I talked about, modes, scales, chord progressions, all the music theory, when I talk about film scoring or ear training, all of that stuff, I had done none of it. When I was a record producer, if you play guitar for a couple minutes and you're playing some basic chords and you're adding things, maybe some sound effects, or I'm playing keyboards or bass or whatever. Always adding to the songs with extra production elements, not playing, anything fancy, and certainly never practicing. So I start my channel up here. All of a sudden I'm trying to make these videos and I've got no chops. So I started thinking, okay, this is a great chance for me to reinvent my playing because I'm essentially starting from scratch. I don't have any old habits to fall into. I had my Beato book. I went back and I started looking at ideas that I had in there and learning things that I used to play back in, 1988. Some of the ideas that I play are things that I started developing back then. Probably the most important thing that made me start working on my guitar playing is my Instagram channel, where I go every day and I do an improvisation first thing in the morning, or I do a thing called quick lessons where I just present a concept, maybe something that I'm just working on that day when I'm practicing in the morning. And I teach a little 30-second lesson. If you don't follow me on Instagram, it's at RickBeato1. And here's an example of one of my Instagram videos. Instagram videos have actually taken my guitar playing beyond where it was when I was in my 20s, which is really pretty incredible. Because typically, most people's playing stagnates when they hit about 30 or so. I mean, that's not everybody, but it tends to happen because people stop working on new ideas and incorporating them into your playing. Mainly because it's hard to find the time to practice. One of the latest things that I've been working on really is holding the guitar like this, because it allows me to play fourth intervals really easily, right? If I'm playing here, this B flat to F. It's funny, the change in my playing, holding the guitar like this, really happened not so I could play fourth intervals easier, but it was so the guitar would fit in the frame on Instagram. If it's up like this, it's easier to fit in a square frame, right? And without the guitar headstock going out of the video. Then I realized, wait a minute, it's actually way easier to play like that. Now let me teach you a couple of the ideas that I've been working on from Instagram. This first idea is from my Instagram channel yesterday, where I talk about playing over an E7 altered chord, meaning E7 sharp 5 sharp 9. Let's check it out. Quick lesson on altered chords. Let's say E altered. Instead of using stock third bass sounds like that, or even that, use some triads and suspensions, right, from the scale. Now let me talk more in depth about what I'm doing here. So I have the E in the bass, and I explain how you can play triads. That's a C triad to a B flat triad. Both of those are in this E altered in that scale. Both those triads. And then I play this C sus to C major, and then B flat Lydian to B flat major. All those triads are in there. The C sus 4 triad, the B flat Lydian. If you have my Beato book, you know these things. And then I end on this chord, which would be an F sus 2 over E, which I think is really beautiful. So those aren't your typical third-based voicings like this E7 sharp 9 that are just very stock. I mean, you can play voicings like this that are a little bit hipper, but they're still pretty stock voicings that people have been playing for 40 years or so. So I like to try and go for those kind of sounds because they just sound more modern to my ears. Well, the first idea I start out with, I'm just playing these notes of the E altered scale. On the sharp 9 to the third, to the sharp 5 to the flat 7. But I play this pattern. And then I move into here up to this flat 9, and I play. That would be this really a cool sound. And then I drop back one scale step and play the same shape, but using the notes one step down, each scale note one step down. So this would be from a B flat Lydian triad. B flat Lydian major, but I'm thinking. So when I put those two ideas together, really cool. And then I play something like all from E alter, but this shape is E altered in that position. Then I just shift back here. I kind of slide back. Now I'm leaving out some notes in some of the ideas I'm doing just because it sounds more interesting and is more intervallic. Then I go into this C add 9. So that is just, you've seen me play these kind of things before. That's all still in that E alter. It's actually B flat add 9 would work too. So I just incorporated C major add 9 with a string skipping, B flat major add 9 with a string skipping, and then this back into that. The tab for this improv is in my Instagram, YouTube transcription bundle that is on my website, or you can get it as part of the Beato book Instagram transcription bundle. Here's another one of my quick lessons that I did recently where I talk about using flat 9 intervals in your playing. Check it out. Quick lesson, try to use some unexpected intervals to make your lines more interesting. Let's say I have C minor. Right there, D to E flat, flat 9. You're not used to hearing that. Like that. Once again, the transcription for that is in my Instagram, YouTube transcription bundle. It's on my website. But the idea with this is to use a flat 9 interval within the scale, not the flat 9 of the chord. If you get C minor, it's not the note D flat, but it's the note D to E flat. So the second note of the scale and the third note of the scale. And I start out with like a blues line with this spread trat. I think I go. So I'm using this blue scale there, but then I just come right down, and then I go. You could go, and then I go into this flat 9 sequence. It goes like this. Now the flat 9 is not directly going from that to there. I have, but your ear hears that D there, and here's that E flat. Then I do the same sequence up a fifth, right? Then I do first pattern again. I do a similar sequence. It's not exactly the same as that. You always have to change things up a little bit, and then I play, which is the same as that one. So you've got this interval from A to B flat there, that flat 9. And that just sounds great over this C minor drone, right? I did a little bit different. Then I come down. Using these suspended arpeggios, which I love. Like that. That's all for now. Please subscribe here to my Everything Music YouTube channel. If you're interested in the Beato book, go to my website at www.rickbeato.com. The new Beato book 4.0 is out. Check it out. Check out the new Beato ear training program. If you go to beatoeartraining.com, watch the introduction video. And if you want to support the channel even more, think about becoming a member of the Beato Club. Thank you so much for watching.